So in today's video, I'm just going to quickly give an overview of the changes that came about from Statement of Change published on the 24th of June 2025. So basically, yes, on the 24th of June, the government published a Statement of Change, some changes in relation to young adult qualifying, kind of period for indefinite leave to remain for young adults, children, and also EU settlement scheme. There was some changes. So in today's video, I'm just going to go through the key changes and what you need to know, and then if you need to take action anyway. I hope you find this video useful, but before we go any further, this is a disclaimer just to say that the information on this video, or rather this video, contains information only, and it doesn't nowhere represent legal advice. So if you do need legal advice, I would suggest that you get one. Whilst every effort is made to ensure that you get accurate information, it doesn't no way replace good advice. So basically, do seek advice if you're unsure. Also, because the information on this video may not suit your particular situation, so strongly suggest you seek advice if you are unsure. With that being said, like I said earlier, on the 24th of June, the government published Statement of Changes in relation to settlement, if you like, for young adults, for children born in UK and those not born in UK. And like I said earlier, I'll also be talking about some changes in terms of EU settlement scheme in this video. So stay tuned and watch this video to the end. So basically with the young adults, so the position of things before is previously, before this Statement of Change to immigration rule, is that young adults that arrived in UK before they turned 18, so arrived under 18 and are aged between 18 to 25, can actually qualify for settlement after 5 years. This is provided that they meet the half-life test. And you may ask, what is half-life test? It's provided that they've lived half of their life in UK, and then that also, but they can only be able to qualify if they apply under the concession, 2021 concession, 2021, that's correct, 2021 concession. So if they made the application under that concession, so first of all, they need to be under 18 when they arrived in UK, age between 18 to 25, and also meet the half-life test, which means that they lived half of their life in UK, but only if they apply under the 2021 concession. Now, what is the position of things now? So basically now it applies to anyone that was granted leave to remain either on grounds of family life or private route before 22nd of June 2022. So that's the position of things. So if they are granted leave to remain either on a family or private route before 22nd of June 2022, and they made the half-life test or have met it before in previous application, then they could apply to settle after 5 years lawful residence. So quick recap, before they could do this, if they applied under the concession, 2021 concession, only if they applied under the 2021 concession. So first of all, they needed to have arrived before they're 18, they age between 18 to 25, but they can apply after 5 years lawful resident, but only if they applied under the 2021 concession. Position of things now is that anyone that was granted leave to remain either on grounds of family life or private route before 22nd of June 2022 could actually apply for ILR after 5 years lawful resident. Now, moving on to children, and so basically this key changes also includes children. So basically, these are children that have lived in UK for 7 years. So basically, they don't need to be born in UK. If they've lived in UK for 7 years, they now qualify to apply for indefinite leave to remain. So regardless of where they are born, whether born in UK or not born in UK, they can apply for indefinite leave to remain in UK. This actually aligns, the resident rule, the continuous resident rule, with children born in UK, and makes it more fair. So basically, both children born in UK or not born in UK, if you've lived in UK, a child that have lived in UK for 7 years now qualifies actually to apply for indefinite leave to remain on basis of the having lived in UK for 7 years. I did say that we'll talk about the EU settlement scheme and the changes. So previously, before January 2025, so an EU national with pre-settled status would have to wait 5 years. So there's 5 years waiting time before that person can actually apply for settled status. So pre-settled status, so basically once the pre-settled status, the 5-year mark is about to expire, they can then apply for settled status. However, in January 2025, the Home Office changed that rule. So basically they were now granted automatic conversion to settled status. What that means is that an EU national with pre-settled status whose leave is about to expire does not need to make fresh application in any way. Home Office would actually contact them, and if they meet all the eligibility criteria, Home Office would then convert it to settled status. That is the position of things now. So, and with that as well, with that application or that, the old rule is that they are not allowed, in terms of absence in the UK, no more than 6 months absence in UK, from UK rather, for in any given 12 months. So they're not allowed to have more than 6 months absence in any given 12 months, with some exception, of course. However, these new changes, the changes introduced now means that an EU national that have spent 30 months out of the 60 months actually qualifies now to apply for settled status, which is a welcoming news. So basically, before, not allowed more than 6 months absence in any given 12 months. So basically, I'm talking about the EU. Now the new rule is that an EU national that has spent 6 months, 30 months resident in UK out of the 60 months can now qualify. So I thought I'd bring this key change. I'm just going to quickly recap. So basically, in terms of rather the qualifying criteria for settlement for young adults, the position of things before is that a young adult that arrived in UK before they turn 18 and are aged between 18 to 25 has spent most of their life in UK can now qualify for settlement after 5 years lawful resident, but only if they applied under the concession that was in 2021 concession rather. The position of things now is that anyone who was granted leave to remain either on family grounds or private rule grounds before the 22nd of June 2022 and meet the half-life test, so they meet the test that they've spent half of their life in UK, could actually apply for ILR after 5 years lawful resident in UK. Also, children that have lived in UK, they don't have to be born in UK. If they've lived in UK for 7 years, they qualify to apply for indefinite leave to remain. This is, like I said earlier, regardless of whether they are born in UK. This aligns with the continuous resident requirement for those children that are born in UK. It now aligns it, so basically it's the same, and also makes it, kind of both the young adult and also the children. It's kind of makes it more advantage. They are not disadvantaged, I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. So the young adult that meet the qualifying criteria and all the rules can now qualify under the 5-year rules, and also a child that have lived in UK for 7 years can also qualify to apply for ILR. Quick touch up on the EU settlement scheme. I did say that previously an EU national with pre-settled status whose leave is about to expire would have needed rather to apply, make a fresh application for settled status. However, with the changes introduced in January 2025, no need to make this application. They'll be contacted, and if they meet this requirement, Home Office will convert it automatically to settled status. Now, the key changes now is with the old rule, they're not allowed, so they can't have more than 6 months absence in any given 12 months, except with some exception. There is some exception, but typically no more than 6 months absence in any given 12 months. However, with the key changes with the statement of change that was published on the 24th of June 2025 is that they can actually, so basically after 30 months, so they allow now 30 months resident in the UK, they can qualify. So 30 months resident out of the 60 months, they can actually qualify for settled status. So that's it really for now. I don't want to keep this video long. So basically, you know, if you like this kind of content, do subscribe to my channel, share to other people so they can be aware of the changes. Again, a quick recap. This is a disclaimer. This video does not represent legal advice. So basically, if you're unsure, do seek legal advice. Stay tuned and see you again. Bye-bye.